Hello students, Mr. Giomini. I received a couple emails last night, maybe even some more this morning, I haven't checked, in regards to last night's homework, which was lesson 10.3. There was some confusion and I think overall discomfort on some of our parts with the lesson and some of the questions. So I have two slides here. We'll try to work through a couple examples and hopefully those will benefit you, and then you can work on the last night's homework today as well, since I will not see you today in class due to the shortened schedule. So start off with, I have a over 22 minus 4.5 plus 2 times a equals 7/11 plus 17a over 11 plus 14/11. Now I have all these fractions in here and I want to get rid of them. Now this is an equation, so remember, whatever I do to one side I must do to the other. So I'm just going to put parentheses around both sides, of the equation. Now I look at 22, I have 11. I have to take all the fractions into consideration on both sides. What can I multiply through by to get rid of these denominators? Well, the LCM, or least common multiple, or least common denominator, if you want to think about that, of 22 and 11 is 22. So I'm going to multiply through by 22. So 22 or 22, that just leaves me with a. Now I must multiply that 22 by everything inside the parentheses. So by the 4.5, it's really a negative 4.5 because we're taking it away. That's going to give me 99. Plus 22 times 2 gives me 44. That is 44a. Now that is equal to, okay, I'm going to put a 22 over here for us to kind of get a better visual. 11 goes, remember 11, this is really 22 over 1. 11 and 22 have 11 in common. That leaves me with 2 up here. 2 times 7 gives me 14. Plus, same thing here, 11 goes into 22 twice, so I have a 2 here. 2 times 17a gives me 34a. Plus 11 here, 22, that's 2 again, that gives me 8. Okay, now I've made this problem a bit simpler to solve, this equation. Now I'm going to start looking in combining like terms. So I have a here, 44a's there, that gives me 45a's. Minus the 99 I had. I can't combine the a's with the 99. Equals 14 plus 8 gives me 22 plus the 34 a's I have over here. Now if you want to move the coefficients first with the variable, that's fine. I like to deal with whole numbers first because I don't like to deal with negatives. I'm going to get rid of this 99, so I'm going to add 99 to both sides. That'll cancel it out here if I add 99 to this side. I'm left with 45a is equal to 121 plus 34 a's over here. Now remember, I want stuff on both sides of the equation, so I can't bring the 45 a's over here. I must take away the 34 a's from over here. So I'm going to subtract 34 a's from this side. Whatever I do to one side, I must do to the other. So I am left with 45 minus, or 45, I'm sorry, minus 34. That gives me 11. So I have 11 a's are equal to 121. Well, let's solve and evaluate for 1a, not 11. So I want to get rid of that 11, so I'll divide both sides by 11. I am left with a is equal to 11. Okay, if I want to check that, I could plug it, I could substitute it back into this equation. It'd be a little bit easier, and check my answer to make sure both sides are equal. So I have 11 minus 99, which gives me 88, plus 44 times 11. 44 times 11, 484. Now that'd be 484 here, plus the, what is that, negative 88. So minus 88 equals 396. Let's see if this side also equals that. Times that by 11. I have 34 times 11 equals 374 plus 14 equals 388 plus 8 gives me 396. So we are a check. Alright, take a little simpler one. I have 2n over 5 plus n over 10 minus 4 equals 6 plus 3n minus 15. Okay, I have fractions on one side of the equation, but remember what I just said in the previous problem. Whatever I do to one side, I must do to the other. So if I want to get rid of these fractions on this side, I must also, whatever I multiply through here to get rid of them, I must multiply through on the other side. I can't do one to one side and not to the other. So if I take a look at this, the least common multiple for 5 and 10 is 10. So, least common denominator. So I say, how many times does 5 go into 10? Because there's really 10 over 1. That's twice. I take that 2 and times it here. So I go 2 times 2n. That gives me 4n's. Plus, well, the 10 and 10 cancel each other out, so I'm just left with an n. I must multiply that 4 by the 10. That gives me 40. Equals, I must multiply through this side by 10. That gives me 60 plus 30n minus 150. Again, 6 times 10 is 60 plus 3 times 10 is 30n. That's a little sloppy there. Minus 5 times 10, or 15 times 10 is 150. Now I can combine like terms. I have 5n's over here minus 40 is equal to, okay, 60 minus 150 gives me negative 90 plus 30n. Again, I kind of like to get rid of negatives, so I'm going to add the 90 to both sides. That'll get rid of that. I keep forgetting to put that 0 there. Add the 90 to this side. I'm left with 5n. 40 or negative 40 plus 90. Negative 40 plus 90 gives me positive 50. That equals, that cancels out, that equals 30n. Okay, I want n's on one side of the equation. I want all my variables on one side, so I'm going to subtract the 5n's from this side. Whatever I do to one side, I must do to the other. Okay, I'm left with 50 over here is equal to, that becomes 25n. Divide both sides by 25. Divide by 25. I am left with n is equal to 2. Hope that helps you out. Take care.